At the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, President Donald Trump delivered remarks on Wednesday that focused heavily on why the United States should acquire Greenland. To break down what the president said and what it could mean geopolitically, we're joined again by behavioralist and historian Lori Hansen. Lori, thank you so very much for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
President Trump said every NATO ally has an obligation to be able to defend their own territory. From both a historical and behavioral perspective, how accurate is that statement? And how does it fit with how NATO has actually functioned?
Well, it's Article 5. An attack on one is an attack on all.
Mhm.
Um, After the New World Order, the forming of NATO, the NATO agreement was for the very reason that we understood that no single country could defend itself from extreme aggression. The United States couldn't. As the only time Article 5 has been invoked was after 9/11. NATO invoked the Article 5, the attack on one is an attack on all. And they all did what they could. They sent military troops, they sent airplanes, munitions. They all stepped up because we needed them. So the United States can't go it alone, nor can any European country or NATO ally. It's just the bottom line. And we recognized that after World War II. We had two world wars in quick succession, and it became apparent that we had to figure something out to prevent another world war. And this NATO strategic alliance has kept us from world war for nearly a century. So it would be madness to abandon it or blow it up, as Trump seems to want to do, because you certainly don't threaten to invade your ally, a fellow NATO country, for when they're not doing anything wrong.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if they were invading another country, okay, yeah, but they're not doing anything wrong. So it's
Mhm.
outrageous. It's just no other way to say it. It's outrageous.
Mhm.
And it speaks to his sociopathy, just that I will,
Mhm.
it's just flexing his muscles, being the bully, the playground bully. Um, I'm just going to because I can. And
Mhm.
that's a very scary place for us as well as the world.
Mhm. He also claimed that without the US, Denmark would be speaking German and a little Japanese. What is Trump doing
He's
rhetorically with that statement, and how accurate is it historically?
once again, he's demeaning them, he's degrading them, he's making them feel inferior. He's being that bully, that sociopath that just puts everyone down. So that's what he's doing, and he didn't get his way. He wants Greenland probably for their rare minerals, I'm guessing. Probably Elon Musk and the gang are pushing for that. And it didn't happen. So now he's mad and he's going to act out against them. Because you told him no, and he doesn't take no, as we know from his many, many, many victims. He doesn't hear no. Um, so yeah, that's what's going on with him. But it's a madness. The United States didn't save Denmark. The Allied coalition saved Europe and the rest of the world from tyranny. But it was a very unified effort, and the United States didn't do it single-handedly. And it, it's just that demeaning of others. It's just so core to his nature. He has to demean others. He's that person who has to put others down to feel better about himself.
Trump went on to say that after World War II, the United States gave Greenland back to Denmark, calling that decision stupid and suggesting Denmark is ungrateful. Historically speaking, did the United States ever actually possess Greenland in a way that could be given back?
No, And the only thing stupid in that whole thing was him saying that. And if he really believes that, then he's pretty stupid. No, an agreement was formed um, when the mother country was invaded and lost their sovereignty to Germany. An agreement was made that while that was going on, the United States would take, with the Danish ambassador, would take control of Greenland so the Nazis, to prevent the Nazis from doing so, because that would have been very detrimental to us in that war. So no, they never lost their sovereignty. It always belonged to Denmark. Um, yeah, this is just patently false. We never had it, so we couldn't give it back.
Mhm.
And it was adjudicated by the International Court in the early 1900s that Greenland was part of Denmark. And in exchange, Denmark agreed to sell the West Indies to the United States. So
Hmm.
the United States got something they wanted out of all of that. So
Oh,
what became the U.S. Virgin Islands. So yeah,
wow.
yeah. So we got something for that. So yeah,
Hmm.
but
And he
yeah,
said we got nothing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that was back in the early 1900s when that all went down. So,
Hmm.
and what we got by being able to move military into Greenland is we were able to keep the Nazis off the eastern seaboard, which they were coming. So
Hmm.
we got a big, huge thing out of that. And we were allowed then further agreements were written and we were able to keep a permanent base there and that they pretty much will allow us to increase military as warranted. So,
Hmm.
and there's NATO there as well as Denmark has military there. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much a strategic military place for NATO countries.
Trump also claimed that American presidents have sought to purchase Greenland for nearly 2 centuries. Is there historical precedent for that claim? And if so, how comparable were those efforts to what we're seeing now?
Yes, there has been, I think since, well, yeah, probably close to 2 centuries, but it was asked, and once Denmark said no, that was it. There wasn't this bullying, these threats of invasion. It was transactional. It was a business approach, basically. We'd like to buy Greenland. This is what we're offering. And once Denmark said no, then it was a dead issue. And the last president to mention it was Gerald Ford. So it's pretty much become a non-topic for modern presidents.
Mhm.
Even Nixon didn't try to get Greenland. So come on.
And finally, Trump said the US defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. Who are the others he's referring to, and what does that kind of framing suggest about how he views American power today?
Yeah, I don't know who else he hasn't clarified that, so that would be a good question for the press to ask. Who are these other countries we defeated in World War II? Because as far as anyone else knows, it's Italy, Germany, and Japan. So yes, that would be a good follow-up question for the media. Hello, media. Um, it's an arrogant statement. Um, and once again, it's that I'm the all powerful. You better please me because we destroyed these countries in World War II. We can destroy anybody is the vibe I'm getting from him on that. And it's false because the United States didn't do it alone. We had Great Britain, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the USSR, China. Yeah, just off the top of my head, those countries all were involved. Russia sustained the highest casualties. So yeah, it's false, but it's also that arrogance, that ego, that sociopathy is I'm king of the hill and I can have anything I want and you better start doing what I want because I can just take it.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what I get from it.
Well, that's all my
That's
questions.
all?
That's
Okay.
all. Thank you so very much, Lori Hansen, once
You're
again for
welcome.
joining me.
Mm.
And for everyone else that came and joined our conversation today, thank you. Please consider to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.